We're finishing up our last video from lesson 17 here, and the Sibyl is going to finish her response to Aeneas, and Aeneas is going to take in the sight one more time. Centum errant annos volitant quaec litora circum, tum demadmissi stag nexoptata revisunt. Constitit anquissa satus et vestigia pressit, multa putans sortem quanimo miseratus iniquam. Errant, they wander, and this is referring to these souls, the unburied souls. Centum annos, now those are accusative of what we call the accusative of time, of duration. They wander for 100 years. So in English we say, you can just say they wander 100 years, or they wander for 100 years. Et volitant, and they fly around. This is a frequentative, it's called, from volo. Volo means to fly. Volito is they fly around frequently, or they keep flying around over a long period of time. And they fly around, and here's circum is around the haec litora, these shores. Usually circum in prose would be over here, but when we take the preposition out of its normal spot, or the word order, we call that anastrophe. So this is a figure of speech here where circum's been displaced, and we call it anastrophe. One more time. They wander, they err. We'll get our word error from that. They wander for 100 years and fly around these shores. These are accusative because they go with the preposition circum, and they're neuter plural, from litus, litoris. Tum demadmissi stagnexoptata revisunt. Then, finally, having been admitted, this is a perfect passive participle, from admitto, they revisunt, here's your verb, they revisit the stagna exoptata, the hoped-for depths, the hoped-for depths. They want to cross it. That's their hope, is to cross it. Now, exoptata is also perfect passive participle here, so note these perfect passive participles. The depth having been hoped for. They're revisiting them, I assume, because they came once, they were denied, then they went and wandered around on the other side for a while, now they've come back. Constitit anquissa satus et vestigia pressit. The one born from Anchises. We've said twice that Aeneas is born of Anchises. I think that must have something to do with the fact that he's there to see Anchises, and it also keeps establishing and reminding us that he is born of the god, because Anchises and Venus had that affair, and that's from where Aeneas came. So it's a little reminder for us of Aeneas's divine lineage, and then also we are reminded that he's there to see Anchises. So one more time here. The one born from Anchises, constitit, stood fast, or stood there. Constitit could be he stopped still, he stood still. It's a compound of sto stare, con sto. So constitit, consto. So he stood fast, stood still, and pressit, and he pressed his paths, which means he stopped in his tracks. He pressed his path. He stayed there a bit. He didn't move, but he pressed. I think of imagine he's pressing down in his path here with his feet, I guess. Putans, multa putans, thinking or pondering, multa, many things. Sortemque, and, here's your and, que, and miseratus, and pitying, and having pitied. Now this is nominative, so it modifies Aeneas. It comes from miserior, which is a deponent, so this is a perfect deponent participle here. And having pitied, the iniquam sortem, the literally unfair lot. Lot is like the chance, the fated chance that these souls got by not being buried. When you draw lots, it's kind of like drawing straws or rolling a dice, something like that. It's just chance. Having pitied the unfair lot. One edition I read said, think of this as the cruel lot, the mean lot. It's unfair to them in a cruel way. The unfair lot, animo, in his heart. So that's ablative, animo, in his heart. One more time, translation, and then I'll do once in the Latin. They wander for 100 years and fly around these shores. Then at last, having been admitted, they revisit the hoped-for depths. The one born of Aeneas, satas, that should be a nominative, so it's just nominative. The one born of Aeneas, it comes from, it comes from seri, and it means, to have been sown, as in seeds are sown or born. And this is a perfect passive participle, but it refers to Aeneas, so it's nominative singular here. So the one born from Anchises, meaning Aeneas, stood still and pressed his paths, pondering many things. All this sight that he's seen, he's pondering. And having pitied the unfair, the cruel lot in his heart. Notice one other place I made a little error here. Putans is a participle, so I should double underline that. It's a nominative present active participle. Got a lot of participles going on here. We've got perfect passive participles up here, present active participle here, thinking or pondering, and satus, perfect passive participle here, and then a perfect opponent participle here. So make sure you translate that actively. One last time in the Latin. Centum errant annos volitant quaec litora circum, tum deum admissi stagnexoptata revisunt, constitit anquissa satus et vestigia pressit, multa putans sortem quanimo miseratus iniquam. Wale, thanks for listening. This concludes Lesson 17. Wale.